Hello everybody, this presentation is about pesticide use in organic farming. My name is Renata Bajok and I have been working for 30 years at University of Zagreb Faculty of Agriculture as a professor of entomology and phytopharmacy. My overall research emphasis is focused on the development of safe, effective and economical methods of integrated pest management and the biological interactions related to insect species and their environment, as well as non-chemical methods for pest control. Pesticides are often taught as chemicals used not only in agriculture, but also in veterinary medicine, households, and industry for pest control. However, the fact is that pesticides are also substances of biological origin too. According to the definition of the EU Directive 1107 from 2009, pesticides are chemical or biological agents that deter, disable, kill, or otherwise discourage pests. There are three main groups of pests: weed, fungi, and other microorganisms, and insects or other animals. Pesticides are marketed as products that contain at least one active ingredient that is effective against pests. The product also contains other substances. Some of them are solvents or substances used as formulation agents, and the others could be synergies. They increase the effectiveness of the active ingredient, or safeners. They help protect the plants from the negative effects of the formulations. Functions of active ingredients could be protecting plants or plant products from pest disease before or after harvest, influencing the life processes of plants, for example, substances affecting their growth, excluding nutrients, preserving plant products, and destroying or preventing the growth of undesirable plants or plant pods. Any product used for plant protection must be approved by national body of the member state. Prior to approval at the national level, the active ingredients undergoes intensive evaluation and peer review by member states and the European Food Safety Authority. The entire process is uniform for all member states, so there are no differences between member states in the approval procedures. The approval process in the EU is very strict, and the requirements placed on active ingredients are very high. For this reason, more and more approved plant protection products lose their approval every year, and the number of newly approved plant protection products is very low, much lower than in other non-EU countries. The approval process is lengthy and very expensive. Therefore, small companies that may have some promising products are not financially able to start the process. Various actors are involved in the process of the development and approval of plant protection products. Each of them has its own role as it is shown on the diagram. The basic point is that each active ingredient must be investigated by certified laboratories that conduct studies on toxicology, ecotoxicology, residues in the environment, and laboratory and field tests on efficacy and phytotoxicity. The studies must be conducted according to the standard procedures, and the results are required for toxicological and efficacy dossiers that must be submitted to evaluators and form the basis for the evaluation of the product. The European Food Safety Agency, or EFSA, appoints the evaluators. If evaluators give positive opinion and it is approved by member states, EFSA proposed approval to the Commission. The national bodies in each country approved the commercial products. The common agriculture policy in European Union is strongly focused on reducing pesticide use in all member states. In order to achieve the goal set by European Green Deal and farm to fork strategies to reduce pesticide use by 50% by 2030, the placing of pesticide on the market is strictly regulated, and member states must submit all statistical data on pesticide use. In addition, each member state must prepare a law on the sustainable use of pesticide. The regulation on maximum residue levels of pesticides in foods applies to entire EU territory with a strong tendency to reduce the maximum residue levels for many active substances. In organic farming, pests must be actively controlled to prevent damage and not create conditions for uncontrolled growth of pest populations that can lead to greater damage in later years. There are many different methods and tools for pest control, as shown in this schematic diagram. To prevent pest outbreaks, growers must use appropriate agriculture practices that help prevent pest infestation. Organic farming is a holistic approach to production and involves the use of various practices aimed at conserving the natural enemies of pest species, which has a positive impact on biodiversity. In addition, farmers must be able to detect pest symptoms at an early stage of development and monitor the pest population to predict future trends in the pest population. When the pest populations reach an economic threshold, there are several ways to directly control the pest. Growers must use all of these methods before deciding to use commercially available pesticides. The use of pesticides is the last resort, and in the case of organic farming, only those products that are authorized under Directive 1107 from 2009 and have been evaluated and found to be in compliance with the objectives and principles of organic farming may be used. The EU Directive on Organic Farming 2021/1165 is new, and Annex 1 of this directive lists all active substances approved in organic farming. In addition to the plant protection products registered according to 1107/2009, Annex 1 also lists basic substances as active ingredients that are not predominantly used as plant protection products, but may be important for plant protection. The economic interest in the authorization of these substances might be limited due to a different because plant protection product registration is lengthy and very costly. There is a serious concern that innovative and potentially lower risk plant protection products, such as biopesticides, which are generally approved for use in organic agriculture, will be kept off the market by this complex, expensive, and lengthy registration process. Therefore, organizations involved in organic agriculture are advocating for a shorter and less costly approval process for such products. Here is a list of references that can be further explored, and I thank you for your attention.